Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting of the West Dallas West Milwaukee School Board to order. Mr. Lee, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Sarah, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Carr,
Here. I knew it.
Ms. Deal.
Here.
Mr. Tolani is excused. Mr. Lee,
Here.
Mr. Becker,
Here.
Ms. Lee,
Here.
Mr. Verbos,
Here.
Mr. Keller,
Here.
President Burns.
Present. All right. Proper notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the open meeting laws of the state of Wisconsin. Are there any modifications to the agenda tonight?
There are no modifications.
All right, then at this time, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as printed.
Move to adopt the agenda as printed.
Second. All right, motion and second. Any modifications? All those in favor? Aye. Those opposed? All right, we are adopted. So that will take us right to our item number 6, which is our Recreation Adult Day program, our student showcase. So, all right.
All right, good evening, everyone. A very special and different kind of showcase tonight. We have our RAD program, which is our Recreation Adult Day program, and I'm honored to introduce Katie. I'm going to do very little talking and turn it over to Katie and our participants. But Katie Lindgren is a manager with our department. She oversees our adaptive rec programs, inclusionary services throughout our department, and then also our community fine arts groups. And for our board and community members, you may not realize this, but we are probably, to our knowledge, the only recreation department in the state of Wisconsin that provides an adult day program like this, and as probably activity-based. And so I'm really excited to just have you all learn more about it tonight. I know some of you are very familiar, but Katie and we have 2 very special guests who are going to share just what their day looks like at RAD.
Hi, everybody. I know quite a few of you, but like Shelley said, my name is Katie Lindgren. I'm a manager with our department. I grew up in West Dallas. I graduated from Hale, and I really do find it an honor to serve our community in this way and providing this program to our community members as a whole, and just really providing a quality opportunity. And if you didn't know, our RAD program has been around in some way or form since 1968. So I also think that's just something really special to note of how long our rec department and school district have really put a strong emphasis on providing this program to our adults with disabilities who have completed their school with us. So we serve adults ages 18 and older once they've completed their school services here in our district. We often work collaboratively now with our CTS program to kind of help bridge that gap in transition. We'll have students that go to CTS 2 to 3 days a week, and they come to us 2 to 3 days a week to kind of fill their schedule. We find it really kind of helps with the transition, not only for the students, but for the families. Because for the families, it's quite a transition into navigating what life looks like post school services and moving into adult day services. And it's just really a great benefit for us to be able to kind of work together and provide that. Our program currently does serve 40 participants, and we're still growing and adding new participants. It's a really great group. Our youngest is 19 and our oldest is 64. So we really kind of go all across the age board there. And I always say we're the one program in our department that people really don't age out of. And we're really honored to serve our students the whole way through. The RAD way is the kind of room contract and our goals and expectations we as a program have created for each other. It's how our participants want to be treated and included when they're here in the program. We kind of review it every year, kind of just like in a classroom. I have an education background, if you can't tell. We kind of create a room contract and room goals for each other of what our participants want from each other, and most importantly, what they want from their staff as well, and the opportunities they would like to see. And we have a nice big room contract in our room, but it really kind of boils down to our 4 points that we really follow each day and we remind each other of. We value and we always say we're going to be respectful, be accountable, be determined, and be inclusive. I'm going to turn this over a little bit to our 2 participants here at the table, and I'm going to have them help introduce themselves. But one of the things that we really take pride in here at RAD is that our participants have access to 60 minutes plus daily of active time throughout the rec center. Can you first tell everybody your name?
Yes.
Ryan S.
Ryan, yes.
And Ryan, what is your favorite thing to do to be active when we're at RAD? What do we do on Tuesdays?
Tuesday,
Tuesdays we do
Reservoir,
Zumba. So we do Zumba every Tuesday. We have a really phenomenal Zumba instructor. It's about a 45-minute class. We've been doing it for 4 years, and our participants truly follow along. Some of them it's just 45 minutes of dancing, but Ryan here usually helps lead 1 to 2 songs that are his favorite.
I'm Matthew Wilkie.
What is your favorite thing to do to stay active?
I like to still see my friends. I love to cook. I knit stuff. I started to hospital as kids. But Kevin Hoda to tell me how to knit.
What do you like to do?
I walk the track mostly.
So like they mentioned, we have access to our gym for 60 minutes every day, along with our walking track. And then we do some facilitated gym games. We play basketball. They go on the track. We'll go outside at the park. And we do have the Zumba on Tuesdays, which are really just great opportunities for them to stay active. And for many of our participants, it's the only physical activity time they get kind of in this exercise kind of form on a daily basis. So Cafe RAD is our participant operated and ran coffee cart that we have at the rec center on Mondays and Wednesdays. Aggie's Bakery here in West Dallas donates baked goods every week to the coffee cart, which is really great. And I just like to highlight that. And we have the same kind of crew of participants who help rotate through working at the coffee cart. It's really helped broaden the visibility of our program to our community members. We have one community member who comes to the coffee cart and comes to the track, and he really just got to know our participants, and he helped kind of he asked me if they really like birthdays, which we do here at RAD. And every year now he creates 30 to 40 individual birthday candles for each of our participants. And that's something we just never would have had without our participants being at the rec center or having the coffee cart out there for our community just to get to know us and for us to get to know them. It helps work on our math skills, our communication, and I really say it's helped turn everybody who works at the coffee cart just into people who can talk to everybody and kind of enjoy those kind of small talk conversations. It's kind of a hard life skill to teach without kind of a good practical way to implement it. So here at RAD, our participants are valued as lifelong learners, and we incorporate many different life skills along with our academics into our daily lessons and activities. Brian, can you share what you like doing in small groups?
yes,
Do you like doing the different activities?
yes,
Do you like doing math or science?
science,
Can you tell them in the microphone?
yes,
So I like science.
science,
So Ryan is a really big science fan. 3 days a week, we break into small groups and kind of do rotations through different lessons that I either teach or my RAD program staff teach. We do science lessons, math lessons, communication lessons, everything like that. My goal is that I always tell our families, whatever skills your participant comes into us with is what we're going to continue to practice and maintain. So a lot of it is time telling, doing some basic math and money, and those are all things they really value and enjoy doing. Matt, can you talk about what you like doing in the kitchen?
I like you to prep, to cook. There's a lot of just sometimes.
So twice a week, our participants cook lunch for their whole group. We rotate the participants through. We have a really great RAD staff member, Steve, who they all lovingly call Chef Steve. And he comes in and he helps create the shopping list. He teaches them how to be independent in the kitchen. And I always say he's a great example of finding the right people they can do the right thing. And, Steve had no prior experience to working with adults with disabilities, but just a really strong passion for kitchen and cooking and teaching. And he jumped right in and has really kind of bonded with all of our participants. And it's just a really great, another role model for them to have, but also just great life skills for them to continue to practice. We also have a garden at the rec center that we collaborate with our Sprouts program and preschool program with, and we really get some great vegetables to use throughout the summer and fall into our meals. So if you're ever around the rec center, you'll probably see us doing RAD jobs. And RAD jobs my goal is to have work-like experiences for our participants in our building who might not be employed outside of RAD. We do have a good handful of our participants who do have employment on their own outside of RAD, but this just really provides some opportunities for our participants to give back to our community and continue to serve. You'll see us up on the walking track, cleaning, helping the facilities team. We'll be shredding papers in the office. We'll help our special events program manager in assembling the eggs for our egg program or other different types of things throughout the year, which are really great. One of the last kind of things we wanted to touch on is the importance of our RAD participants really learning the importance of self-advocacy in our program. I always tell our participants if they get one thing out of being in RAD is I want them to learn how to advocate for themselves and their peers and being really comfortable in doing it, because it's one thing to do it when you're here in our room where people that you're comfortable with, but taking that skill outside of the room and doing it in the community when they're at work, when they're at home, or a place they might not be familiar with, that's where I really love seeing that kind of transcend from our walls out to the community. Our participants have helped advocate for the importance of funding that makes their program possible, but also for the important additions that help make a space more accessible just in general. The last 2 years, we've held a fundraiser, our RAD Hoopathon and Lapathon, and they have raised funds to purchase an adult changing table and communication board to have at the rec center. And both of those visits had helped kind of gather some attention, and we had visitors from local state reps along with our lieutenant governor last year as well. Matt, would you have anything else you would like to share?
So I sold all my scarves and made for marker craft sale.
So earlier this year, we had a craft fair, an all abilities craft fair that we held in February, and Matt was one of our vendors, and he sold his scarves that he loves to knit, and he donated the $100 that he made from his scarf sale back to RAD. Do you have anything else you would like to share? Oh, that's okay. Okay, that's okay. I believe you all have received an invitation, but just kind of a next upcoming activity that you could see us all at is our RAD Passion Project Fair coming up this Thursday. So like you see Philip here, he has his display board. So each of our participants have created their own passion project, and they've researched a variety of different topics with a staff member. And they then created these boards, kind of mini science display boards. If you've ever been to a good science fair, there. So we're displaying their projects, and then along with their research, they kind of hand wrote their research or typed it on a staff member's computer. And then the last week or two, we've been compiling all of their research and notes onto a board along with some pictures and decorations and things like that. So it's just been a really great opportunity for them to learn more about something that they're interested in. And I think it's a great way for people to get to know more about our participants and what they're interested in as well. Do you like seeing your friends every day?
Yes.
You can tell them that. I
I
like
like
seeing my
my friends.
Just a special note of many of our participants in our program, many of them have known each other for 10 to 20 plus years. They went through school together. Many of them went to Irving and then up through a variety of middle schools and high schools here in the district. And they've really kind of found each other again back at RAD. And it's just a great way for them to we do a lot of great things here at RAD. And it's just a great way for them to continue to see their friends, to be a part of something important and something bigger than that. So thank you.
Thank you.
I have a request to tell you about our car wash that we usually hold every year. It looked a little different this year because of the wildfire smoke. So we had an indoor car wash. It was still kind of fun, and kids brought their Hot Wheels and their drivable cars, and it was a fun time. But so we kind of pivoted. It's a great thing about RAD. We're very quick to adapt and do something new on the fly when we need to. But it's one of their favorite events each year that they look forward to. It's just a great fun way to do different things. So
Always makes it better.
Mom, last year.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing with us. I was wondering if before we have the board ask some questions, would it be possible to have our RAD parents maybe step up to the podium and just say a word? Let us know how it's impacted you guys as well.
Okay. Well, should I just?
Yeah,
use that?
you can roll it right to the podium.
there you go.
My name is Barb Spichelski. I'm Ryan's mom. I tell you that the RAD is a lifesaver for him. He is lost when he's not there. And every Friday I have to hear Monday RAD, Monday RAD, you know. We can't get through the weekend. We got to get Monday RAD. So he would be totally lost without it. He is lost without it. So I'm not looking forward to the end of the month when you have that vacation. But he's come such a long way. And he is losing some of his abilities, but RAD is keeping him on target. And so I greatly appreciate this program, and I thank you for your time.
Well, you can tell that RAD is kind of the gold standard. It's a convenient, nice facility, and they do lifelong learning, and that is really unusual. Some day centers are real custodial, and these guys, I was looking at the pictures. Matt has known some of those kids for 37 years. Welcome to my world. That's all I'm saying. Including
He doesn't know
Katie.
this guy for 39 years ago.
That's it.
Plus,
Yes.
with the age I am now.
Yes. And that may not seem like a big deal, but these guys can't drive over to see their friends from high school. We have to organize that. And this organizes that. So what I like about the life skills, it transfers to home. When I have to take salads, Matt is my prep man. When they work at church and we're having a dinner, Matt is the prep man. I mean, it transfers to home. And the community involvement, the Makers Market, what he didn't tell you was that I told him that if he would donate his money to RAD, which I thought was reasonable, I would match it. Not thinking that he'd make $100. So,
Very close figures of to Hartman, almost.
no, 100. I'll never do that again. But anyway. But it's well organized. There's good communication. We don't have to worry about what's going on with our kids. We can access or drop in anytime we need to. And our young people like to go there. So that's it.
Thank you. With that, are there any questions, comments from the board? Sure. Ms. Carr?
I actually have a request for Matt. So
Thank you.
I actually was at the craft fair that you put on, and I was wondering if you would make me a scarf. Now it has to be specific. It has to be yellow, and it has to be a child scarf. So not a really long one for a grown-up, for a child, and it has to be yellow. You think you could do it? Would you like the job?
Sold.
All right. All right. And then Katie, we can talk about price and pickup and whatever. I'd love to come and visit, or you just let me know when it would be ready. I'd probably want it, by the time the snow flies. So I can put it to use. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for our group? No? Okay, well, no questions. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Yep.
And I really appreciate all that you do.
Thank you. Yeah. Just thank you for allowing us the opportunity to come here today. I just think it's really important that we show our gratitude for the support we get from the district and our rec department to help make this program possible. And we're very grateful. So thank you.
You bet. And Mr. Robinson has asked if you would come up for a picture quick and shaking hands. Moms, everybody.
Come on, big guy.
Not you. Love the photos,
I should have known.
All right, 1, 2, 3, don't you dare.
Off the crop them out.
Thanks for that. All right. And so with the end of that one, we will move into our superintendent's report. So Dr. Robinson.
That's a hard act to follow. I will try. I'm going to be brief tonight. On July 29th, 2026, the Wisconsin Court of Appeals ruled that Act 10 is constitutional, overturning a 2024 Circuit Court decision that found portions of the law violated the state's Equal Protection Clause. As a result, Act 10 remains in effect, though the case is expected to be appealed to the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Carrying beyond our schools, I just wanted to send a shout out to Alberto Diaz. We received correspondence from a community member about 2 weeks ago when her tire caught flat, and he volunteered and he came out and changed her flat for her. And so she sent a special email to us wanting him to be recognized. And I agree. He's an all around guy. He's a past recipient of an Employee of the Month. So just wanted to recognize him for the things that he does when nobody is looking. That's the most important thing that I can say about him. He does things when nobody's looking. So thank you, Alberto, for demonstrating the kindness, care, and commitment to others that makes our community stronger. Your willingness to stop and help reflects the best of the West Allis, West Milwaukee School District. So here's a listing of my community events since the last board meeting. Just wanted to highlight a couple of things if I could. I was in full Palms dad mode this weekend. And so in Chicago, our young ladies from Nathan Hill as well as Central, both teams did qualify for the national in Orlando in February. So shout out to them. I think they wanted to get first, second, or third place, but I think it was fourth and sixth respectively in their division. So still a great showing by both schools. Just want to remind our community on a couple of things that are coming up. For first to the right, we have our Jumpstart for Nathan Hill as well as Central High Schools on August 14th and 21st, and then Dockey on only the 21st. Just want to remind all of our parents as well as our students to please take advantage of these opportunities to get a jump start on the new school year. For the August 14th event will be only 9th and 12th graders only. And then on the 21st for Hill and Central will be 10th and 11th graders, and then Dockey will be all grades. And then on the 31st of August, we have our 6th through 8th grade students who will participate in Jumpstart at West Milwaukee as well as FLW. So just a reminder. I also want to remind all of our parents as you are preparing school shopping and those kind of things that we are implementing our Ready for Success implementation as far as all bags in lockers, except for the 5x7 items. I do want to clarify, binders, trapper keepers are acceptable and will be allowed. So that's not something that we're prohibiting, but we do want to encourage all of our parents, if they have any questions, please call their schools and get the most updated information concerning. And that concludes my report for this evening.
All right, thank you. With that, we will move on to item 8, our public comments. So at this time, if anyone would like to address the board, you may sign up in the back of the room or in the Zoom link, which should be in the chat. Please introduce yourself with your name and address. You have 3 minutes to provide comments. The board cannot discuss, debate, or act upon any item addressed during the public comments portion of the school board meeting. Follow-up may be provided by the superintendent at the next regularly scheduled board meeting. With that, I do not currently have anyone signed up, so I will hold for a moment to see if anyone does. All right, since I don't see anyone signing up, we will close public comments at this time and move on to item number 9, our board reports, starting with the review of our board calendar, which today, August 10th, we have our regularly scheduled school board meeting. On August 15th, we will have a school board retreat. They'll be here at the WWM Activity and Fitness Center boardroom. And then August 24th, we will also have another regularly scheduled board meeting, which is going to highlight the Recreation and Community Services Workshop, as well as 2024 referendum updates for our workshop number 5. That will take us then to 9.2, our board committee reports, starting with 9.2.1. Mr. Verbos.
Hi, yeah, that's me. The Communications and Engagement Committee met on July 27th. We mostly talked about 2 items. Talked about student showcases. They're essentially going to be continuing in the same sort of format that they have in the past, with each school presenting theory of action, presentation from students about their learning, and then connections to Portrait of a Graduate. This system basically is provided as a sign-up sheet to all the school principals, and then they kind of grab their spots as they're prepared for their presentations. One of the things that we actually talked about was we want to try to work on some more specific questions to present to the schools for the showcases, so we can maybe get a little bit more direct engagement between the board and the presentations. So we're kind of, I think, going to be moving forward, kind of talking about what kind of questions we're going to put together. And then we also talked about the school district app, which I know that we mentioned previously. I think it's a great resource that's being a little underutilized. So we're kind of talking about how how it can be expanded as something that we already have at our disposal. Right now it's already being updated, and it's already been updated, and there's a fair amount of content already added to it. It's got some good customization in terms of the layout, but we're also sending out emails to all the parents, encouraging them to go and download the app to be able to use it for communication and updates from the district. And yeah, that's about all we talked about.
All right, great. Any questions for the group, for the committee? All right, seeing none. Thank you very much. And we will move on to 9.2.2, our Recreation and Community Services, which I believe, Mr. Becker, you are reporting tonight.
Yes, thank you. The Recreation Committee met, excuse me, it was a while ago. It was back on July 20th, so some of this is old news. The majority of the conversation was around the two projects we'll be voting on today, the fitness center and FLW construction projects. We also spoke briefly on the high school athletic coach hiring process, just trying to refine a little bit, closing some gaps, formalizing a little bit more, just making it a little bit more repeatable and regular. The other item that we touched on was the frontline employee onboarding and management, just again, getting a little more consolidated, a little more consistent approach to onboarding. That was, that was the end of it. That's all we had.
All right, thank you. Questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to 9.3, our board member reports of community events. I know that we have a lot coming up, but has anybody able to make out some? Yes, Mr. Verbos.
Should I rat you out? I took the opportunity to attend Anything Goes, which I'm sure Noah expected from me. And President Burns went with me. It's another great show, I think. I think we're seeing these new shows that since Mr. Pollard took over the program, I think we're seeing some more sort of adventurous sort of ideas for the show choices and stuff. Great kids. I can't talk enough about how talented the kids are in this district. And we're getting new, younger people in every year. So every time that we start to worry that we're losing the most talented people, there are new ones that are shining through over and over again. But yeah, what a fantastic show. A lot of fun. That's it.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Events they attended? Sure, Mr. Becker.
I'll jump in on the Anything Goes as well. The thing that stood out for this one was about 30 or 40 kids tap dancing. And I asked a few parents during the intermission, like, could they tap dance before this or did they just learn this? And I think the vast majority of them had to learn it. So I thought that was really impressive.
Excellent. Anyone else? I've already been ratted out, so. All right, seeing no other events, we'll move on to 9.4, which is other information, which currently I do not have any, besides saying I look forward to seeing you all on the 15th here coming up for our retreat. And with that, we will move on to our consent agenda, which includes it's not a 9 today, it's a 10. 10.1, our approval of minutes, our 10.2, our employment summary, and 10.3, our supplementary contracts. Does anyone need anything separated out? No? Then at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve consent agenda 10.1, 10.2, 10.3.
Second.
I have a motion. Did I get a second? Sorry. Yes. All right. I have a motion and a second. Are there any modifications? All right. Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. All right. And then before we move on to our action items, I'm actually going to ask one of our new hires to come up. Dr. Jones, would you mind coming up and introducing yourself?
Feel like I need a booster seat or stand. I feel very vertically challenged here. Yeah, I am on my tiptoes. Next time I'll wear heels. I'm very excited to be able to come and work for the school district of West Dallas, West Milwaukee. There's some familiar faces, which I'm excited about, and a lot of new faces. And I can already tell it's an amazing team. I'm very fond of this community. I spend a lot of time here with my husband and my family. So I'm really excited to be part of the community and to grow with all of you. So looking forward to switching out of my joggers from working from home and doing the work. So thank you.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. All right. So with that, then we will move on to our consent agenda. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're moving on to our action items. Apologies. We already did that. So our first action item then is 11.1, our 2027 post-65 retiree health insurance renewal. Mr. Norris.
All right, good evening, everyone. Before I turn over to Dawn, I want to introduce Dawn and the team behind me. So we're kind of in health insurance renewal season. So kind of an annual thing where we work through renewals for both our pre-65 and our post-65 retirees. So with me, as I mentioned, is Dawn Marking from Innovative Benefit Solutions. She and her team work closely with the gentleman behind me from Howden, and then Jill Rakowski, who manages our post-65 retiree benefits, and then Jessica Johnson, who does our pre-65, our employees, active employees. So really good news tonight. I'm going to turn over to Dawn. Dawn has a short presentation to kind of walk you through what the renewal look like, some of the changes that she's seeing and her team is seeing in the market, and kind of what that means for our post-65 retirees. So Dawn.
I am.
You're good.
Thank you. We'll begin with the 2027 medical and pharmacy plan changes. We've got some minor changes for the upcoming plan year. Beginning in January, there will be a zero cost share for the continuous glucose monitoring systems if the member purchases that through the CenterWell, which is the Humana mail order arm of the Humana Medicare Advantage plan. They're also rolling out and introducing, and this is across the board with all Medicare Advantage programs, the introduction of a 100-day supply option for most Part D medications, not all of them, but most of them. Currently, it's a 90-day supply. That will be increasing to a 100-day supply. The pharmacy out-of-pocket threshold, this is a dollar amount that is set by the Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services each year. Prior to 2025, the threshold was $8,000 per member of personal spend. With the Inflation Reduction Act that began in 2025, that was reduced. In 2025, it was $2,000 of incurred for a member. So if a member were to reach $2,000 in 25, they were done paying for the remainder of the year, and all of those costs were picked up by the insurance plan. In 2021, in 2026, that was increased to $2,100. That's where we are today. For next year, CMS is increasing that to $2,400 per member. The standard Part D deductible for most programs is currently $615. The CMS is increasing that to $700 in 2027. However, that does not affect the retirees for the school district. There are two programs available today. We have a base policy that has a $355 calendar year deductible. We are not changing that. And the buy-up plan has no deductible. So the $700 is a change to other programs. It is not specific to this particular program. The market review, we did not do a market review this year for several reasons. Number one, we are getting a reduction in rates. In 2026, we made a change from Anthem for the carrier and Humana for the pharmacy to full Humana. So we made a change. Over the past 3 years, we've made several changes for the retirees. We had cost increases. We introduced 2 programs to the retirees. We made amendments to one of those programs, and we made a carrier change. So with multiple years of constant change for the retirees and having the reduction in rates, we didn't see the need in going into the market. The other reason we don't go into the market, if I go to a carrier and I have to show them my plan designs and my rate histories, and they see that I'm getting a rate reduction, they're not going to quote me anyway. They know why I'm there. I'm shopping the market for no particular reason. So when we have a rate reduction, we don't go into the market. They reject us. So this year we did not go into the market because of that and the numerous changes that we've made over the years. We thought this would be a good year to keep things consistent for the retirees. So the good news is we have two programs. We have the base policy. That is the plan that is represented by the district where they cap the premium contribution for all members. So the base premium currently is $145.22 with the district's share of $72.61. The retiree pays the other half, $72.61. That program for the new year, 2027, is going to $107.12. So the district cost share is reducing from $72.61 to $53.56. All members will get a cost share of $53.56. The buy-up plan, which members have the ability to enroll in, that premium today is $239.24. The district is capped at the $72.61, so the members enrolled in the buy-up plan will pay $166.63 today. That premium is going to $203.43. So the district's new cost share of $53.56 will apply to that, with the retirees' cost for that buy-up program decreasing to $149.87. It should be noted that we have roughly 100 members or so in the base plan. The other members are all in the buy-up program. Why the decrease in cost? Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services is the federal agency that is part of the Department of Health and Human Services. It is their job to determine the subsidies that are provided to Medicare Advantage programs, both medical and pharmacy, which is prescription drug. Several factors go into those subsidies each and every year. This year, 2026 CMS final rate notice for 2027 was finalized using a new program that separates Part D and does normalization factors for standalone prescription drug plans versus a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan. So basically what we have is today, we are a Medicare Advantage with prescription drug benefits, and we're with Humana. What CMS is allowing carriers to do for renewal purposes is you can now offer a Medicare Advantage plan with a standalone prescription drug plan. By separating those, it's giving the plans and the carriers an opportunity to get additional subsidies. So the principle describes, for the targeting purposes, a budget neutral adjustment of reimbursement structures. It allows the carriers to receive additional subsidies now for standalone pharmacy or the medical component, depending upon where the risk is and where the risk is increasing. With the changes under the Inflation Reduction Act, a significant amount of risk was shifted from members to the plan or the carriers. This is a way for CMS to offer additional subsidies if you split them into two separate programs, which is what we are doing. So to take advantage of this, we will be splitting the programs into a Medicare Advantage and a standalone prescription drug plan. Essentially, it is an administrative issue with the carrier. The member will see no real difference behind the scenes. Their group number will change because they'll have a medical group number and a pharmacy group number. So they'll have two group numbers now, but they'll still have one member ID number, and that will not change. They will remain with one ID card. They will not be issued two ID cards. They will keep their one ID card. So for the member, what they'll see is they'll get two annual statements, an annual notice of coverage. They'll get one for the medical and one for the pharmacy, and they'll have two separate group ID numbers, but one member ID. All of this is administration behind the scenes between the carriers and CMS. How does this affect future renewals? That was asked of me. I don't know. I can't say. The Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, as I mentioned, they are in charge of determining the subsidies. There's a lot of different factors that go into these subsidies. The plan designs, the area, the risk, In addition to that, a lot of it comes out of who's in Washington at the time that subsidies are being discussed and budgeted for. So I don't have that crystal ball. I couldn't tell you if they're going to go up next year or go down next year. No one can really foresee that. It really happens in the earlier part of the year. So I don't know. It's good news that we've got this reduction for the year. I can't say we'll get another reduction next year. I can't say it'll be 5 or 10 or 20 next year, but this year we're taking advantage of something CMS is offering, and that gives us the opportunity to lower the costs here. Our timeline for the enrollment for the retirees, we will be doing a mailing to all of the retirees as we do every year. We announce the plan, which will have no changes, which is good news for everyone. We'll announce the rate reduction, which is good news for everyone, and we'll give them a timeline. It is open enrollment. They have the ability to switch between those two programs. They can go from buy-up to base, base to buy-up. I think we might see some folks that are in the base plan move it into the buy-up program because of that rate reduction. I'm not certain, but I think we might have some movement in that area. But the letters will go out on the 28th. They should be in their hands before the meeting that we will hold, and we have one each year on October 12th, where we will, all the retirees that are in attendance will explain all of this to them, go over their plan designs again, explain the open enrollment process, let them know the deadline for making their changes. Their deadline this year is October 19th if they choose to change. That gives us enough opportunity to submit those changes to the carriers, get them in place, get the billing in line, and if there is new ID cards will be issued this year. It's not because of the change in the plan. Humana reissues new ID cards to their entire book of business every 3 years. This is the year. So it has nothing to do with the change, but all members will get new ID cards. And those should be in their hands by mid-December, which is why we need their enrollment by October 19th. Any questions?
All right, questions from the board? Yep.
Where will that meeting be held for them?
It's at the Nathan Hale Auditorium, I believe at 4 o'clock on the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? All right, seeing none at this time, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve 11.1.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Are there any modifications? No? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you very much. That'll take us on to 11.2, the resolution authorizing the borrowing of not to exceed 25 million. Mr. Norris.
Great, thank you. So this evening, there's 2 different resolutions, and the first one is around the recreation projects that Mr. Becker talked about in his report, and you guys all heard on the 27th a few weeks ago in conjunction with the financial stabilization plan. So a couple quick notes that I'll make on both of these, but mostly on the first one because it'll apply to the second action as well, is that the amount for the projects isn't determined yet. So this resolution is simply providing the board to set in motion their authority to borrow up to that amount. So if at a later date, those projects are presented and approved for 19 million, that may be the amount you elect to obligate in a general promissory note. The 25 million acts as a cap to that. That's the first thing. The loan for the Fund 80 projects is considered non-taxable, which means we'll get a better governmental rate on that. And those dollars are not subject to shared cost eligibility because they come from an outside source, Fund 80, right? I mentioned that they're non-recurring. Should the board move to approve this, it opens up, according to Wisconsin Statute 121, a petition eligibility process, which Sarah and myself have been communicating with Dr. Robinson around that process. So Sarah will, pending your approval tonight, issue that information to the Southwest Stellar publication, and that'll be posted in the paper in accordance, I believe, next week, Wednesday. I believe that's all the information I had. So are there any questions, or to President Burns, I suppose?
Are there any questions on this action item? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion at this time.
Move to approve 11.2.
A motion and a second. Are there any modifications? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that passes. Takes us to 11.3. Mr. Norris again.
Okay, thank you. So all the information I just shared, again, is essentially the same. The $50 million here, this is tied to the financial stabilization plan. Again, this is a not to exceed amount. Everything I just mentioned with the Wisconsin Statute 121 is applicable here. But the reason I wanted to speak a little bit more specifically to this, really not as a direct line to the resolution, is around the plan. So as a part of our discussion on the 27th, one of the main focal points of the what makes this work is the ability to source the loan that we would get pending board approval to an 873. DPI requires that we consult with them on that matter. So we did that last Friday, and we were they had no issue with it, which is great. So getting them informed and consulted, which is a big step to this. So that's really good news. I did want to show this slide from the presentation 27. This really outlines kind of the impact that this could have. Again, that we don't believe the Fund 10 eligibility for the revenue limit is going to get to 50 million, but we have unknown factors that are out there. And the main one really is vouchers this year, because the cap is off, which was 10% previously. Now it's gone. So again, when vouchers increase, it's an expense and a revenue. So our expense will go up, but our revenue will go up. So we don't know to the extent that that could happen. And that was a big focal point of our conversation with DPI on Friday, is trying to get that anticipated number. And at this point, they don't have any information to share on that because they don't have it yet. So really, I feel like this is just the next step with this financial stabilization plan, though. We were excited to talk with DPI and have them look at this and give us their feedback as well. And they felt and kind of solidified our analysis of this too, that it works. It does allow the tax levy to be flat or decrease. The estimates we use were conservative. I mean, we feel like it's a great, it works really well for the district. So just wanted to bring that up and highlight that again. I know it's been a few weeks, but top of mind here in the finance department. So.
All right. Any questions on this item? All right, seeing none, at this time I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve 11.3.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Are there any modifications? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that will pass as well. All right, that will take us to item 12, which the board will convene into executive session in accordance with the Wisconsin Statute 19.85, Parent 1, Parent F, for the purpose of considering and discussing a specific personal matter, which, if discussed in public, would have a substantial adverse effect on the reputation of the person involved. So at this time, Sarah, would you call the roll? Oh, yeah, we do have to move first, don't we? Never mind. So I would entertain a motion at this time.
Move to go into closed session.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. So now, Sarah, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Keller,
Yes.
Mr. Talani is excused. Ms. Deal,
Yes.
Mr. Lee,
Yes.
Ms. Carr,
Yes.
Mr. Verbos,
Yes.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
President Burns.
Yes. So then, if there is no objection, we will recess for 5 minutes while the boardroom is set up for closed session. Seeing no objection, we will recess for 5 minutes.